Hi dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. I'm Shannon, and today I've got another spoiler-free book review to share with you guys. I was lucky enough to be able to get my hands on an early copy of this book thanks to NetGalley and the publisher. And so we're gonna do a quick little review of it. The book is called Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke and Other Misfortunes by LaRocca. And this book is 3 short stories in one collection. Now, from what I could tell, the title story, Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke, which, what a great title. I love that title. That was released on its own because it does take up most of the book. It's like almost half of the book, and then there's 2 other stories. So from what I can tell, this last year, I think last June, this story was published on its own as like just a short, like a really short novella. And people had some reactions to it, which I get, having read it. So, like I said, 3 stories. The first one is about 2 women that meet on the internet, and they have a bit of a back and forth. They exchange emails. One woman is selling an antique apple peeler, and the other woman is interested in purchasing it. And it starts off innocent enough, and from there it goes off the rails so quickly that it's shocking when it happens. The first story really packs a punch. Now, this is a horror collection with, I think, each story of the 3 getting less intense as it goes along. The first one is really the most intense one, which from the description you probably wouldn't think, but oh boy is it. And so yeah, their exchange starts to really take a dark turn. They decide that they're going to enter into a relationship together, kind of a dominant and submissive role through these emails. They never actually meet in person, but it gets very intense. And if you're sensitive to things just in general, maybe avoid this one. But I thought it was very interesting. I thought the layout, the presentation was really interesting. It wasn't my favorite story of the collection, and some of it did get a bit difficult for me to read, but I enjoyed it, and I appreciate the lengths that it goes to really pack the punches that it does. The second one is about a couple that suffers a severe loss. Their 17-year-old son dies right when they were in the middle of separating. And the note that he leaves behind, in it, he asks them to please stay together. So that's they feel like they have to now. So they decide they're going to, spice things up, change things up, and he gets a job on a small island. The island is home to a hotel, and they're staying in a cabin outside the hotel. And once a week there's going to be deliveries of supplies, and they're going to stay there all winter. Some The Shining vibes in that regard. And I think that was probably my favorite one out of the bunch. The end got a little weird, but I really liked it. And then the third story is about a man who goes next door to his neighbor to confront him about something that he found in his backyard. He's never really known this neighbor, never really talked to him before, but he's got to go and talk to him about what he found. And from there it just becomes this weird dynamic of, I don't even know how to describe it. You just kind of got to read it. That one's really short. But I liked it. By far the less intense of the 3 stories, but I still thought it was interesting. So I gave this book on Goodreads 4 stars. I enjoyed it. It was a really quick read. All 3 of the stories are only like 120 pages total, so I read it yesterday morning in a couple of hours. And yeah, if you like those really dark, disturbing stories, this would be a good one for you to check out. And again, great title, Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke. And that title comes up, that title is in the first story. When you're reading the story, that line comes up, and I was like, boy has it. And I thought it was great. I thought it was great. At their core, all three of these stories are about people who are longing for some sort of connection with other people. You know, so we can all relate to that feeling. You know, that feeling of needing a friend, of needing someone who understands you. So I think in that way, these stories all work on a fairly universal level because we can all relate to the feelings. Probably not the actions, especially in that first one, but I had fun. I had fun with it, and I hope you do too. Like I said, the first story was published last year on its own. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read that story, and if you did, what you thought of it. When I was going through the reviews on Goodreads, I saw a lot of people, it was either like 1 star or 5 star. People loved it or hated it. But it's definitely, I think, an adventurous collection. You know, he really went for it. And you can't, you know, I can always appreciate that, even if it's not 100% my cup of tea. So yeah, let me know if you've read it. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon. Bye.